Yo, what's going on, guys? It's the Fakers back at it again. James Joe Jam here with
Jack 9.
yes, sir. And today we're going to be reviewing the crazy week 2 that just happened in the NFL season, as well as giving our predictions for week 3.
Yes, sir, you know how it is. This is our second time doing this. Expect this weekly because this is what we do.
The whole NFL
And
season.
without further ado, shall we get into the first game?
Yes, sir.
And the first game of the week was the Buffalo Bills taking on Miami and beating Miami in Miami. What did you think about it? You know, a lot of news came out of it.
Yep, big
A lot of
storyline.
bad news.
Before we talk about Tua and his situation, I thought Bills played great. James Cook was amazing. Josh Allen made plays when he had to. He didn't have to do much though, because it was pretty dominant, their defense and their run game.
For sure.
And then Dolphins side, disappointing. Tua was struggling before his injury, but hopefully Tua's fine. You know, what's your take on the injury?
Well, obviously it wasn't anyone's fault. It just happened.
For sure.
He shouldn't have done what he did, and he got himself in trouble. That's the simple fact. He should have. They can slide for a reason, and that's the reason right there. So that they don't hurt themselves. And unfortunately, Tua hurt himself. But who knows what's gonna happen? Right now, he's saying he has no plans to retire, but I know he's seeing a concussion specialist.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he should.
I
But
agree.
he's seeing a concussion specialist right now, so obviously he's gonna determine whether Tua is okay enough. But I would say that if he even suffers just one more after this, and if he still manages to come back and suffers, he only has to suffer probably one more, and honestly, he could probably die. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
maybe
have
that's
a
an
feeling-
over exaggeration.
If they did come back, Tua would be sliding every time. He probably wouldn't even be leaving the pocket. But
No, it doesn't. Most of the times it's happened has been in the pocket.
that's true.
Yeah.
Overall, though, you know, despite the sucky situation, the Bills played a great game and got a nice win.
Now going on to the next game, in maybe the upset of the week, Raiders and Ravens. I didn't see this coming at all.
Same.
I am in
I love
utter
it.
shock. 100%. Oh, I don't love it actually. The Raiders have more wins than us. I mean, Minshew Mania has arrived officially. He wasn't there last week, but he seemed to play pretty decently this week. Brock Bowers cooked as well. And the Raiders overall played really well.
They were down 3 scores as well. The Raiders managed to claw back. Game-winning touchdown. Or it might have been 2-point conversion for Devontae Adams. Brock Bowers looked great as well. Shout out to him on my fantasy
Oh my
team.
god. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, this is inexcusable for the Ravens. I mean, you're losing your home opener. I mean, they should have listened to us. We said it. You cannot lose this one.
Yeah, starting 0-2
We
is
said it last week.
very bad for them. I'm sure they'll be able to right their ship, but they got to do it soon.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
season not over, but
Yeah.
some kind of early warning signs for them.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's a good win for the Raiders. They'll obviously be really high up on confidence after this one. Yeah, I mean, it just sucks for the Ravens. A complete blindside win. But moving on to what might be, the most predictable win ever. The Chargers, the Chargers beating the Carolina Panthers 26-3. Ain't no way. But yeah, the Chargers, they just get in, they just do the job. they get out. You know how it is with them. They're 2-0. But no one's really caring about the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers, they did well. Quentin Johnston seemed to have his best game. Finally had a good game. J.K. Dobbins was nice. He was really nice.
He was like 130.
But, you know, all the pressure now on Carolina. Bryce Young just wasn't good again. He started the season with like 3 picks, something like that.
Yeah.
He just has not, or even 4 maybe. He has not been it. The offensive line still sucks. Adam Thielen was getting mad on the sidelines. It's just going from bad to worse to even worse. And I'm not sure where they go from here.
They might need to start looking at the next quarterback. I mean, Bryce is so young, but he hasn't shown much of anything yet. 18 completions, only 84 passing yards per professional.
Damn. That is rough. Oh my god.
Panthers also haven't, what was the stat? They haven't led a game in like 270 something days.
273 days, I believe. They have not led a game. Last time was against the Atlanta Falcons, and they won that game. So if they can get a lead, maybe they can win. It's just they don't get a lead. But I mean, you were talking about how the Panthers might be looking for a new QB. I think that they have. Andy Dalton is now their starting quarterback for week 3 onwards.
See how long that lasts.
Yeah, I don't expect Bryce Young to be gone that long. But to be benched 2 weeks into the season is just bad. I mean, it's tough.
For sure.
But we'll have to see how they get up. You know, they'll probably go 0-17, but it's okay, I'm sure. I don't know. Moving on to yet another, maybe could have topped the Raiders for upset of the week. The Saints completely dismantling the Cowboys. And I mean, is Derek Carr him? Is he back to 2016 form? Like, I mean,
we might need to start taking the Saints
cooking.
serious. Their offense
completely blindsided me.
Absolutely destroyed one of the best defenses in the league. The Cowboys couldn't get a single stop, it felt like. Alvin Kamara played well as well. There was nothing the Cowboys could do out there defensively. I was not expecting this at all. I thought the Saints were going to be one of the worst teams in the division, and here they are starting off 2-0 and looking amazing.
For the Cowboys, this is a tough look. Like, I mean, they went in and beat Cleveland, and I guess they just expected, oh, we're gonna beat these guys. They ain't that good. And the Saints said, no, they don't want to lose.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, the Cowboys just shouldn't lose this. I don't know. Like, even these last few years, I feel like they don't lose to these teams. Like, they don't lose the teams like this. Like, they lose to, unless it's the Broncos, but they lose to tough teams, if that makes sense. They lose to the big teams, to good teams. They don't lose to, well, the Saints, who could be a good team now. I don't know. It's
maybe
too early in the season. It's too early in the season. Inexcusable for the Cowboys, and I'm sure they'll be back. But moving on from that whack game, we have, you know, a game that kind of split us in predictions, and unfortunately Joe Jam got it right. The Bucs beating the Lions in Detroit.
One of the better games. I mean, there were a lot of good games. It was close. Could have gone either way, it felt like. You know,
Yeah,
Baker
I feel like, yeah, Baker Mayfield, he got it done. He didn't light up the stat sheet like you said. You said like 300 yards, 3 TDs. He didn't do that, but if he can do enough to win, I think that he'll take it. Because that's what he's been doing his whole career. Doing enough to win.
No.
And he's thriving right now.
Chris Godwin had a monster game. Look unstoppable. Had a massive touchdown as well.
He's been like, I'm pretty sure in that graph, he's been the best receiver this year. Chris Godwin, out of
Yeah,
like every
that's what it is,
receiver,
yeah.
been the most consistent, which is pretty good. But yeah, him and Mike Evans are a scary duo, and they've just got a scary offense. Baker, he's cooking. Rashad White, I think, is there running back. I'm not completely sure. He's nice, and they've overall just got a nice team.
One question I had from this game was what was happening with the Bucs O-line. Aiden Hutchinson had 5 sacks just out of nowhere. I don't know what was happening, but he was just absolutely dominant on that defense.
So like we're getting dominated right now. Can't
Yeah.
get a stop. But yeah, overall, a good game. Dan Campbell, he came out and said that it was on him that they lost. So, you know, that's great accountability from a coach. He is just an all-around really good coach, obviously. And, yeah, I mean, we're just gonna keep seeing good things from the Bucs, I think. I think they got an easy win next week. We'll get into that a bit later, though. And, moving on to the next game, which was the Packers and Colts. And this was another just weird one. You know, I didn't know what to expect too much. I said that the Colts were going to win, but I did say that the Packers team was still better, was a better team, but because they didn't have Jordan Love, that they'd lose. But Anthony Richardson proved me wrong.
Yep.
And he decided to throw 3 picks, and they lost the game.
Yeah. Yeah, with this game, you saw, you know, after the Jordan Love injury, we weren't sure what we were going to get from Malik Willis. We saw the Packers decide to just run it down the Colts' throat. Jacobs had like 30 carries for 150 yards, and overall they were just running it the whole game with success. And if they can keep that up till Jordan Love's healthy, then they're still going to be a great team.
That is true. Oh, God. That was... But yeah, like, Anthony Richardson, he's still learning and growing, obviously. But, yeah. These are the wins that you just need. And he didn't quite get it done. I mean, that Packers defense, we all knew it was going to be scary. It was going to be tough. And yeah, the Colts, they're still a bit of a wild card, a bit of a weird team. Are they really that good? Are they not? There's still a lot of questions with them. They have the potential to be an elite team. But can they put it all together? Obviously we'll have to see with the rest of the season. But, you know, AR's got to keep his head up high, and I think that he will.
Yep.
And Malik, he'll just keep... I mean, he did well, 12 for 14, like 120 yards.
Yeah.
That's a really nice game. And yeah, I mean, if the Packers can keep doing this, they'll be in a great spot. Moving on to, and I'll let you take the stage for this one. Cleveland beating Jags 18-13. Your thoughts?
It was an ugly game, but it was great to see the Browns pull it out. Showed flashes. Deshaun overall, stat line doesn't jump out of the books, but he played one of his best games as a Brown, I reckon. The receivers kept dropping it, especially Amari Cooper. I don't know what was happening with him, but we just kept dropping it. Our tackles were... I mean, obviously our starting tackles are injured. Our backups were getting cooked. A lot of penalties against the Browns. But we pulled it out. Our running game was a lot better this week as well. We almost choked it. But Corey Ball-Quez, the punter, punts it to the 1 yard line with like a minute left, and we get a safety to win it. Unbelievable. Overall, great game. Oh, all that matters is the win. You gotta go 1-0 every week, and that's what we did this week. So I can't be upset. Or should I talk about the Jags? Say what's their receiver's name again? Brian Thomas, right?
Zay
Brian
for...
Thomas.
Oh, Brian Thomas, yeah.
Yeah, he was amazing. He had one massive play on our defense. Overall, he could be one of the best receivers in the league within a couple of years. He looks amazing early in the season. Jags did well to fight back after, the first half their offense was struggling, but they did well to bounce back. T-Law didn't let it get in his head, and they almost pulled out a comeback win. So,
Alright, well, I think you've got that game pretty covered up. And we can just... How are we always down, by the way? But yeah, we can just go to the next game, which is another upset. Minnesota and the 49ers, I mean... Is Sam Darnold him? I mean... He's playing like a pretty good quarterback, I would say. Oh my god. Justin Jefferson obviously had that highlight play, the 97-yard tutty, which ultimately kind of got them the win, but also did get injured, Mr. Jefferson. But yeah, overall great game for the Vikings. The 49ers, Brock Purdy just cannot beat the Vikings. He's 0-2 against the Vikings now. I mean, yeah, I don't know what happened with the Niners. They look so good, and yet, oh my god, and yet they just couldn't pull this one out. I'm not sure. They probably should have, but they just weren't quite there. Maybe they were up for week 1. Couldn't get back up for week 2. I'm not sure, but the fact is they weren't quite all there this week.
yeah, the amount of upsets this week is crazy. But shout out to Sam Darnold after the start to his career he had. It's honestly nice to see him bouncing back on Minnesota, maybe proving that it wasn't all on him, the terrible start to his career. Overall, Vikings played well. I didn't watch the game, but I was quite surprised to find out that the Niners lost. I don't think anyone expected that, but Vikings pulled it out. Shout out to them. Kudos to them.
But moving on, we have, well, what I thought was going to be a snooze fest, but ended up maybe being actually a pretty good game, which was the Patriots and Seahawks. Oh my god.
Is that the first overtime game of the season?
I think so. I was going to ask you if it went into overtime. And yeah, I mean, the Patriots with one of the worst rosters in the league. You can't be mad with this start at all, I don't think. Like, I mean, they'd start off by beating the Bengals, who have been one of the best teams of the last few years. And then they take it to the Seahawks. I mean, that's pretty good, honestly. That's a great start, I think, for Jared Mayo and his team.
You gotta be happy with Jared Mayo's performances early in the season. I think they're showing that he can be the next coach for a while after Bill Belichick, Seahawks managed to pull it out without Kenneth Walker as well. Junior played well. It was DK Metcalf and Jackson Smith and Jigba combining for like 200 and something receiving yards that allowed them to pull it out. The overall way to fight by the Patriots. And I got to put in some serious thought into whether or not I'm going to pick them next week.
Well, yeah, we'll have to, we'll get into that a bit later. But, I mean, yeah, just an overall good game, first overtime game. Kind of unexpected to be the first overtime game, but hey, if the Patriots can keep doing this and turning heads, that's just good for them. That is really good for them. Trying to find their way after the Belichick era.
Yep.
And still probably the Tom Brady era. I mean, yeah, really good start. And now, my beloved team, not really, I'm gonna keep stopping with that. I'll stop with that now. The New York Jets beating the Tennessee Titans. A-Rod's first game. Still a few issues with Will Levis. I mean, just an overall alright game. A-Rod played fine, I think.
Yeah.
Everyone's mad at Will Levis
Calvin
for
Ridley
his
fumble.
fumble. Calvin Ridley.
Man, yeah, overall, they pulled it out. Will Levis has been a little disappointing this early.
It is, like, most of the year 2 quarterbacks haven't been that amazing. I mean, Bryce Young has been maybe by far the worst quarterback probably in the league. AR-15's nice, but he ain't the best. And then Will Levis obviously
It's just CJ
doesn't
Stroud.
really have too much to work with. Yeah, it is literally just CJ Stroud. Overall, decent game for the Jets. Good first win in the A-Rod era. I guess the official kind of A-Rod era. Next one. Another just weird game. Every game's weird apparently. Another weird game. The Commanders and the Giants. I'll let you like say it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's, to be honest though, it looks obviously the ending stat lines look very odd. Commanders kicker Austin Selbert is his name. 7 for 7, 21 points, scored all of Washington's points. Overall though, I felt like the Commanders' offense actually played a great game. They just couldn't. I mean, when you get that many field goals, they were clearly getting downfield. Daniels played great.
Yeah, Daniels has been by far the best quarterback
Yeah,
of the rookie QBs.
without a doubt. I incorrectly picked the Giants. It was a close game. I think if the Commanders can convert a bit more of those drives into 7 instead of just 3, then they're going to be a lot better than they have been in the past couple years, the Commanders. And they have a franchise quarterback. That's what it looks like.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, CJ Stroud was the second QB pick to last year. Jaden Daniels is the second QB pick to this year. They're both seemingly the best QBs in the draft class. I mean, it's obviously 2 weeks in, it's that early. But yeah, they've got a good one. And yeah, they're gonna build around him. They're gonna get better. And this is a good first win for him. I think Malik Neighbors also went over 100 yards, so he played a good game. Danny Dimes played a pretty good game overall. Giants, the first team or second team ever to score 3 touchdowns, allow 0, and then still lose. So a lot of soul searching for them to do still. They've had to do soul searching for years and still haven't found anything. So I don't know where they're going from here. And now moving on to probably yet another upset, yet the funnest upset by far. The Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison have arrived and beating the Los Angeles Rams 41-10.
Let's go, Marv.
Oh
Come on.
my god.
Love to see it.
Kyler Murray had probably the best quarterback game maybe by a Cardinals player in Cardinals franchise history.
Perfect
I mean,
quarterback rating as well, which is crazy.
It is, yeah. And then Marvin Harrison looking like Randy Moss out there. The way he just be dominating.
4 catches, I have the stat line. 4 catches, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns, all in the first quarter. In the press conference, they asked Marv about how he felt about the game. He said, you know, he looked at Kyler's stat line and was disappointed because Kyler threw 4 incompletions and all of them were to Marv. So it shows up, you know, he's humble and he's going to be the best receiver in the league, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
He is definitely going to be him.
I mean, it was pretty obvious. A great way to bounce back from week 1. There was a lot of talk in the media after getting, 4 yards on 1 catch in week 1.
And even Kyler not helping it by saying it's not my job to throw to him.
Yeah.
Clearly Marv had to talk to him. Clearly they talked it out. And, I mean, it's a recipe for success.
Yeah.
Can become one of the better QB wide receiver duos in the league, for sure. And if not already are. And for the Rams, I mean, this was yet another upset, so they probably shouldn't feel too bad. I'm not trying to, yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, without Puka, I think Cooper Cup got injured as well. And now, for the probably the least interesting game and the least interested I want to talk about, the Denver Broncos losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers 13-6.
Yeah, pointing the whole AFC North.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, defensively, to start the game, you know, our offense basically wasn't there the whole game. I mean, there's a lot of problems. The run game is not there, like, at all. Javonte had, I think, like, I'm pretty sure 10 carries for 17 yards. It was awful. Bo Nix in these last 2 weeks has been our leading rusher. So that just shows how poor our run game is. Our wide receivers aren't really scheming open. Our wide receivers, we basically have no talent at either. Like, Cortland's cool, but he doesn't get open every play, especially when he's getting held by Joey Porter every play. Little Jordan Humphrey at this point is our best receiver. That's kind of crazy. Like, he gets open the most.
Shout out to you guys for giving us Jerry Judy. I didn't mention before, but Judy cooked as well.
Hey, it's our pleasure. But yeah, like, a lot of people like to bash Bo Nix, but it's definitely not all on him. It 100% is not. I mean, he went out there and I don't know if you've seen the clip of him stuffing up the play call because Sean Payton is treating him like a fifth-year vet, and he's just going out. Oh, buddy. But yeah, he's just going out and having to do these massive play calls that Sean Payton calls, and he messed up, and we could have had a crucial timeout at the end of the game, but we had to call one because he messed up, and we were going to get a delay of game, so we had to call a timeout, which we could have used later in the game, for sure. Easy. And then, yeah, defensively, our defense was, like, not there at all in the first half. It wasn't really it was getting kind of cooked. Justin Fields was cooking on it. But in the second half, it was really good. It shut down everything. It was just punt, 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 punt. There was absolutely nothing happening. And, yeah, there's a lot of problems with this Broncos team. I don't really see where they can get many wins at this point if we just keep going the way we are. Oh my god.
0-17 incoming.
I don't think so. I think we can beat the Panthers.
What if you lose though?
Yeah, we might go on 17.
That might be the Panthers' best chance to win a game this season.
It might be. I'm sick of seeing Javonte do nothing. This offensive line has gotten worse. The receivers have gotten worse. The QB play, even though it looks bad for Bo Nix, I mean, he had a terrible pick. His other pick didn't really matter, but he had a terrible pick in the end zone. We could have scored a touchdown, and he just threw it straight to a Steeler. I mean, these are the growing pains of a rookie. I'm hoping for better things, but at this point, just looking at what this team, like, getting a grasp of what this team kind of is at, what level they're at, I just can't see them at all having a good year. Definitely not as good as I predicted. That is for sure. Moving on to what was a better game, maybe one of the games of the week. Another classic between the Bengals and the Chiefs. Harrison Butker, it seems like a pretty good week and a pretty good start of the year for kickers. Harrison Butker drilling the field goal to win the game for them. Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow, they didn't really seem to play that well, to be honest. Especially Mahomes, yeah. He didn't complete a pass over 10 yards, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. 2 interceptions I think he threw. Cam Taylor-Britt for the Bengals had, I don't know if you saw it, maybe the interception of the year. So,
interception of
he looked like he was
ever.
prime OBJ. A lot of discussion at the end of the game about the pass interference call on the Bengals. Gave the Chiefs a first down late in the game, which ended up turning into them winning it with a field goal. In the end, it was the right call, I think, but it sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck because the Bengals lost. I don't know how you feel about it.
I mean, on first glance, it's one of those where it's like, how is that a penalty? But looking at it more and more, it's just, it's tough. But I mean, obviously, I'm saying that as a Chiefs hater. But yeah, overall, I think it is the right call. He just makes contact with them. It sucks for the Bengals. They played so well, but they tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. So we're gonna get copyrighted. We should move on to a game that, well, I didn't watch, to be honest, at all.
I saw a bit of it.
Which was the Bears and Texans. I mean, Caleb Williams, he seems to be struggling still. Maybe even more than Bo Nix, okay. Yes.
Well, maybe.
Bo Nix had more yards. Bo Nix has less to work with.
Yeah,
I mean, he has great receivers, and yeah, Caleb Williams, I mean, he's still rookie, obviously. He's still the first picks, you know, they obviously are under the most pressure, as we can see with Bryce Young.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, overall, a 19-13 game really isn't terrible. He had a potential game-winning drive, but then completely sold.
The Bears' defense looked really nice, but Caleb Williams, there was one play, he escapes the sack, looks like a magician in a pocket, and then throws it into triple coverage. The throw was there, to be fair, just underthrown. That's probably not a smart decision by him. He's young though. He'll look at that, you know, after the game, look at it again and again, and talk about what he could have done better. Overall, Texans were just really played well enough to win against a rookie.
I'm pretty sure the Texans had like 7 sacks. I could be wrong with that. I'm not completely sure, but I think that's round about what they had. So their defense was feasting on the corpse of the Bears O-line, which still needs a lot to work on. Still a lot of building to do for the Bears, and they'll only get better. If you're done with the talk of that, we can talk about the game that happened just a few hours ago, which was the Eagles and the Falcons.
Yeah.
Yet another upset.
It was a great game. Unexpected ending this show. And the biggest news out of that was Kirk Cousins in the final drive of the game, with like a minute 10 left to go, taking them the distance. It only took him like 40 seconds to end up making it into the end zone, and that's why they got Kirk. What an amazing drive on prime time.
Yeah, I mean, this is the big bucks. You know, Donald Mooney seemed like he was cooking as well. He finally gets a quarterback that throws to him.
Yeah, some big plays.
Drake London. Special shout out to Drake London on that game-winning drive, who won me my fantasy game because of that. Oh my god, I've never been so happy in my life. Also, shout out to Jalen Hurts, so he helped in the win.
Yeah.
And Younghoe Koo, they all helped in the win. I was down like 30, and they combined got me the win. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if I was down 30. But
Good thing you
Get
played
that
the worst
W.
player in the league.
yeah. Hey, he was 1-0 as well. I don't know what you're on about.
You put up 80 points.
But yeah. He put up 85, I think I put up 95.
I put up 160.
Yeah, congrats. And I'm still 2-0, buddy.
Man, when I play you next, I am not letting you win it. That first game was so scuffed. I didn't know who to play. But I'm building.
Yeah, well, now you do. Now I'm gonna get cooked, but my team actually sucks. We are not gonna do well, honestly. My team is so trash. But no, getting back to the game. Yeah, Kirk goes him. I thought that Jalen Hurts had a pretty nice game. He did sell right at the end, but Jesse Bates showing why he's getting paid the big bucks. Played really well, and overall, yeah, the Falcons are much better, much more improved.
That safety duo is just so nice, though. If you him and Simmons.
Mm,
Maybe if you guys had Simmons,
That
you would
is.
win some games.
yeah, but we're complete idiots. So. But yeah, I mean, if that does it for you, I'm ready to predict the next week of games.
Just want to put it out there real quick. Predictions was really hard, but here's on the screens
Oh, really?
how both of us did in our predictions. I went 9
They
and
are very
7.
tough.
You went 6 and 10. And you can see our overall record down the bottom. It's early there.
It is.
Comment down below what you guys did in your. I assume you got most of you do weekly predictions. Put down your record for week 2, because that was just a crazy week. And I don't think anyone got more than 11 games right. But prove me wrong.
100%. I mean, that was crazy.
Yeah.
But you know, we've got to move on to the next week.
For the first game, Thursday night football. I did some. I don't know what they were doing picking this game for Thursday night football, but it could actually be a solid game. It is the New England Patriots at the New York Jets. And do you want to go first?
Sure. I have zero clue. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I mean, the Patriots are just so much better than what I thought. The Jets, I mean, they're good, and I reckon they'll be good. I'm gonna pick the Jets here. I just think, I mean, at MetLife, I mean, to be fair, MetLife, the Patriots, oh my god, have been able to feast at MetLife in recent years, you know, make certain QBs see ghosts. But there's a new QB in town, and I don't think he'll be seeing ghosts anytime soon. And so I think that the Jets will take it out at home.
Yeah, so you got the Jets. I have to take the Jets as well. And yeah, the Patriots were very surprising. Played great. What they were able to do in week 1 and week 2, and they could for sure take this out, upset, surprise everyone. But I got to take the Jets here. Take the experience of Aaron Rodgers and just the more talented team of the Jets. I don't see the Jets starting 1 or 2 either.
Fair enough.
They have too much on the line this season.
Yeah, they do. This is kind of like a do it or die, I feel like. I don't know how long Aaron Rodgers has in him. But you never know.
For sure. The second game is the New York Giants. The other
Lions! The other New Jersey team.
The other New Jersey, yeah. Going into Cleveland to play my Cleveland Browns. You know who I'm going to pick. I've got the Browns in a blowout win. I was impressed with various stuff from week 1 or week 2. We looked so much better in week 2 and week 1. I think we can just continue to improve. Giants have not been impressive. There's no way we lose. I'm just going to put it out there. Best defense, one of the best defenses in the NFL. Deshaun might have a big game of like 200 yards, a couple touchdowns, silence some people. Against that defense, we should be able to cook. Hopefully, though, they do have a pretty good pass rush, the Giants. Hopefully, our backup tackles and our injured O-line can get it together for this game. I have the Browns pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same. I have the Browns winning. I don't, to be honest, with that, bring up the whole pass rush thing. I honestly don't see Deshaun doing amazingly, but doing enough to win. Like, showing flashes like he did last week.
Yep.
I expect, but I mean, the Browns, they just simply have too much talent. The Giants can't run with them. The Giants' offense will probably be suffocated. Danny Dimes will probably throw a few picks. and yeah, they just don't have it this year.
None other than the number one overall pick, Caleb Williams, going into Indianapolis to play Anthony Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I mean, the Colts have had a lot of potential in these couple weeks, haven't been able to quite get it done, but I do see them at home taking it out. There's still a lot of question marks with Caleb Williams. I don't think he's all there yet, as he's a rookie. And yeah, I think AR-15 is going to have a decent game, and I think that the Colts are going to pull this one out.
Yep. Now, I
About you?
think that the Bears pull it out. Those same question marks. They're for Anthony Richardson. He's obviously shown how good he can be, but you've got to see it more. The Bears have one of the best defenses in the NFL, and they proved that week after week. Winning, the defense won them the first game of the season for them. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, all that talent. They've got to be able to pull out this win. I mean, it'll be tough away game, but they have so much talent. And I haven't been impressed, to be honest, overall with Indianapolis. They've shown flashes of what they can be, various players, you know, but overall I just don't think that they have what it takes to play all the talent that the Bears have. We have the Houston Texans going to play the Minnesota Vikings.
This is actually, like, at the start of the season when JJ McCarthy went down, you think, oh yeah, this will be whatever. But this is actually going to be a really interesting game. Like, the Texans and the Vikings have both been playing really well, obviously. The Vikings have been kind of shocking a little bit. And I could very easily see a Vikings win, and I just don't know. This is another one I'm not sure.
Sure.
I'm gonna go the Texans though. I think that they're just a well-established team. I mean, maybe the whole JJ. I expect JJ to be good, but you never know. That injury at the end of the game could be niggling him a little bit, and I just see the Texans coming in. They're a more consistent team as well.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. The Texans, CJ Stroud, these are the games you have to win if you're going to be competing for your division and competing down at the end of the season. And the Texans obviously, this is the same team. The Texans obviously want to win. They want to they won a playoff game last year. The Vikings have been good. Don't know about Jefferson's injury. I'd say he might miss this week. And I'm taking the Texans. Too much talent. It's a bit of a mismatch. It's hard to say though, with how the NFL's been. But I'd say Texans should be able to handle
This is
their business.
100% a game I could see going either way. Like, this is just a 50-50 game.
Yeah.
Depending if Jay Jettis is alright. But then again, even without him, they could probably still win. So.
Yeah. The next game is it's the Eagles going into Louisiana to play the Saints. I have the Eagles win.
Yeah, the Eagles
Wait.
I mean,
First, I gotta think about it. Yeah,
I know. That's what I was thinking last time. I'm like, oh, I'm going first. Oh wait, this is actually kind of a tough game.
Yeah.
But I was thinking Minnesota, but
Yeah, I'm gonna take Philly. I think this could be the Saints' first loss. Philly, one of the best run attacks in the league. The Saints can't go undefeated, obviously. I think this could be their first loss of the season. After starting strong, I think they'll have a solid game, but they won't have enough to pull it out. It could be a close one for sure. But I think that the Eagles' defense should be able to get at least a couple stops better than do better than the Cowboys did. And I think that offense is going to be tough to stop.
Actually, yeah, I'm having doubts because, like, my gut tells me go Saints. I mean, it's in New Orleans, it's in the Superdome,
Yep.
but I feel like the league is kind of woken up. Like, that was kind of the shock, game. Like, the league now knows the Saints are kind of a real deal. I feel like the Cowboys had zero clue and got completely blindsided and completely did not respect did not respect the Saints at all. Where I feel like now teams are going to respect the Saints and go, alright, we got to actually really knuckle down on these guys. And I honestly, at this point, just speaking, I don't know. I have zero clue. Eagles, everything is kind of pointing towards, I feel like the Eagles bounce back.
Yep.
But also, I feel like their ability to bounce back has been a bit iffy at times. I'll go Philly in this one.
Okay.
I don't know. My gut's telling me Saints, my brain's telling me Philly. And I'll go Philly.
Alright.
To the
And
next
now we
game.
have two surprise undefeated teams. It's the LA
Oh,
Chargers.
undefeated.
LA Chargers going into Pittsburgh to play the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I feel like the
Yeah.
Chargers isn't that surprising. This is also
Yeah,
kind of an
they
interesting
play
game.
bad.
Low key, this is an interesting game. I mean, both teams are kind of the same, where they just have a lot of knuckle, they have a lot of fight. The Steelers just straight up suck. I just watched them beat my team though, and I'm gonna go the Chargers probably. Both offenses kind of just suck though. Both defenses should feast, and I can see Justin Fields having another good game. I could also see him having a bad game, and I'm more sure of Justin Herbert and J.K. Dobbins' ability to beat the Steelers more than Justin Fields can beat him. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And I'm gonna go the Chargers. It is in Pittsburgh though, so that's pretty important.
Yeah, I've got to agree. Partly because I just really hope the Steelers lose, so the Browns can take over the division lead. But I mean, the Chargers have been really good this year. With the first two games, new head coaching, they look like a different team, to be honest, this year. They look hungry to win some games. And the Steelers, they've done well at making it easy on Herbert. A lot of playing to his strengths, a lot of rolling out of the pocket, a lot of not many throws over the middle. But I don't think they can keep it up against the Chargers. Chargers are gonna humble them. Now for maybe the worst game of the season. It is Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos going into Florida to play Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I mean, let's be honest, I wouldn't be shocked if Tampa get in the 40s here. I expect Baker to at least have 300 yards, at least 2 touchdowns, to mince the defense. The defense is pretty decent, to be honest, actually. I'm kind of giving them a lot of crap. But how we can guard one receiver. If a team has one good receiver, we're able to stop them. But Chris Godwin and Mike Evans are a problem, and I don't know if we have the solution for them. Baker Mayfield is playing the best he's ever played in his career. And I mean, obviously, I don't even have to say anything offensively. I don't even think an offense could probably score a point if they tried their best. And yeah, I just see the Broncos in Tampa Bay losing horribly, just getting trounced on, getting bashed.
Yeah, I don't think it's much of a surprise. I'd say pretty much anyone would take Tampa Bay here. I'm gonna take Tampa Bay here as well. They've been impressive. The Broncos have not been impressive. They've shown a lot of problems. I don't think they have the solutions just yet for those problems. Tampa Bay are probably gonna blow them out. The way Tampa Bay have been playing. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be close. Big game for my fantasy team, Chris Godwin. Maybe. I'd imagine PS2's on Mike Evans because of the hype. Smack shit like that.
Probably is. Hey, you better watch out. Riley Moss finna cook. He's been alright actually for a white guy.
Hey, Malik Willis and the Green Bay Packers going back where he used to play in Tennessee to play the Titans. A bit interesting of a matchup, I guess. That's really the only storyline. And I'm gonna keep it short and simple. I have the Packers winning. They were impressive without Jordan Love. And I think they're gonna follow the same formula. I'm not sure the Titans will be able to stop Jacobs or just the run game in general by the Packers. And Will Levis hasn't been all that impressive where I could see them getting an upset. I just think the Packers have got it. For sure.
Yeah, I could see this. I could see this potentially being another blowout. Simply, the Packers have way too much talent, defensively, offensively. They just should win straight up. Malik Willis, if he just does his job, they'll win this game. And yeah, it hasn't been a good start for the Titans. That is for sure.
Andy Dalton and the Panthers at Las Vegas at the Raiders. The Panthers suck. I don't think there's a single team in the league that I'd take the Panthers over. And the Raiders played well. Got an upset win this week. I have the Raiders winning.
Raiders. Oh, we got.
The Panthers have been. They look terrible. I don't think they're better than any other team in the NFL. Giving up on the #1 pick as well this early is kind of crazy. And the Raiders were impressive. I have the Raiders. The Panthers suck.
You know. You think one thing, I think the other. And I think that personally, this is a good thing for Bryce Young, and that's why I'm still taking the Raiders. You see, I got you there. No, yeah, Raiders. There's literally nothing to say. This is maybe what could be. This could honestly be the first team to ever go 0-17. I would not be shocked. If they lose to the Broncos, they're going 0-17. It's that simple. Yeah. Not much to say.
The matchup of the week in week 4.
That's short. Can't wait for that one.
Next game is Miami in Seattle. No Tua Tagovailoa. Like McDaniel said,
starting Skylar
that
Thompson.
it was purely for depth, and they still believe in Skylar. I'm not sure that's going to work out, to be honest. But we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, they literally signed a Pro Bowler, so.
And that Pro Bowler was on the
literally
practice
Pro
squad,
Bowlers.
so.
Yeah. Him. I'm gonna go Seattle, the unknown of the Dolphins. I mean, they just got blown out. I don't think that they'd really, like, the morale of the group would be, I think, pretty far down. I mean, they just watched their QB1 take yet another concussion where he'll probably have to retire. And obviously that's who would be feeling good after that one, yeah.
Yep.
And Seattle, they've started the year well. They got 2 wins in Seattle as well. Seattle's a tough place to play. Go on Seattle.
Yep, I agree. Seattle, despite, keeping it close against the Patriots, pulled it out. They're 2-0. What we've seen from Skylar Thompson so far hasn't been impressive. It's early in his career, but you can't help but be doubtful about his play and how the Dolphins will look in week 3. I've got Seattle starting 3-0.
Hey, don't disrespect Skylar Thompson. He actually played pretty good in a playoff game. They like played the Bills a couple years ago, and I think Tua got concussed in that. I know, but Tua was concussed. and he came in and he played for them.
Next game is Detroit in Arizona.
That is, after last week, that is interesting. No, but I see Arizona getting humbled. They had their fun. I think Detroit come out and they don't bash them, but I think we start seeing that this Arizona team isn't the most talented. Aiden Hutchinson just had 5 sacks. Who's to say he can't have more? You know.
To say he's going to be able to tackle Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's going to be rough
Fair point.
for him to get.
I mean, I don't see the Cardinals having the same success. The Rams, you know, that was a divisional matchup thing. I feel like the Lions are just, even though they did lose last week, I feel like they'll correct their wrongdoings and they'll play a better game of football for sure than what they did against Baker.
I can see that, but I overall disagree. I have the Cardinals pulling out an upset. You know, I have Marvin Harrison Jr. having another big game. He just came off one of the best quarterback performances of this decade. I see him continuing that. It could be a somewhat close. It'll be closer than Cardinals Rams. But I have the Lions starting 1-2. Cardinals upset win.
I mean, I'm having a smile as if you're wrong, but there is no right and wrong this year. It's just straight up
For real.
unknown. Like, nothing is known, nothing is guaranteed. I guess it never is, but it's like more than ever just unknown this year of the NFL. So
Yep.
if that's your opinion, that's your opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a couple upsets. We're gonna for sure have some of these.
There are. I'm not picking. I went huge on the upsets last week, I feel like, and chose a bunch of random teams
picked the
and got
Broncos.
cooked.
You picked the Jags.
I did. I honestly thought that the Jags. On to the next game,
Yeah.
sire.
The next game's Baltimore in Dallas. 2 teams that got upset this previous week. 2 teams that are supposed to be the best in the NFL, and partly because I just want to see my division do terrible. I'm taking the Cowboys. It could go either way. The Ravens are 0-2. They don't want to start 0-3. But the Cowboys are just as hungry to bounce back. Their defense is going to be hungry after getting absolutely cooked by Derek Carr. And I think Dallas can pull it
Saying
out.
Derek Carr like he isn't the
Yeah.
MVP.
Derek Carr, yeah, you know. But Lamar's also an MVP, and they want to prove that they can
Yeah,
stop.
but Derek
MVP.
Carr's the MVP this year.
Exactly. And Lamar ain't gonna
No,
be. He's
but-
gonna get locked up.
Alright. Can I talk now?
Okay. Yeah, you go.
No, but yeah, that's right. I'm
Real
getting
quick,
pissed off at you, and you shouldn't.
Lamar's
Oh
gonna
my-
get killed as well. Like that pass rush. It's gonna be rough for him to run. Mike is gonna be on him all day.
Yep, alright, that's cool. And you know what? I don't really care. Derrick Henry is gonna run straight through the guts, and he is going to completely and utterly
Cowboys got a good
dismantle them.
run defense.
No, I see this being a really tough game. This is a really tough game to predict. And I don't know. I'm going Baltimore. Both teams, like you mentioned, got upsetted, so this makes it even harder because both teams are that hungry.
Yep.
I think that Jim Harbaugh gets his boys fired up, and I think that they get the win. Lamar hopefully will right the wrongs of a couple weeks ago, or last week, and Derrick Henry and him can cook up.
Probably one of the better games. Maybe the best game of the week. The Cowboys.
Probably, yeah.
Next up is a divisional matchup consisting of the San Francisco 49ers taking on the LA Rams.
Also another 2 teams that got upsetted. I mean, Niners, yeah, upset. Rams upsetted by Cardinals. And I mean, those injuries are just tough for the Rams, and I mean, this is a type of game I could 100% see them winning, like a divisional matchup against the Niners. They always end up fighting and scrapping for, I feel like, but I just think that the Niners bounce back after the kind of flat week. Brock Purdy and George Kittle, all of those guys play a lot better, and ultimately they just have a bit too much talent for the Rams, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I'm also taking San Francisco here. Both teams gonna be hungry. The Rams are 0-2. They might start 0-3. But San Francisco, I mean, they're still arguably the best. I think they're the best team in the NFC still. And I see, even without CMC, just there's so much talent. Elite defense. I don't know what Stafford's gonna do offensively. Who's he gonna throw to? I have San Francisco pulling it out. Could go either way, but I feel like San Francisco should be able to hold on.
Hey guys, also, I don't know if this will land, but you know, if you're liking the video right now, please give us a like. You know, give us a like,
So
maybe subscribe.
Because
Of course.
we know if it's 2 likes, it's just
you know,
if it's
anything would help.
Yep.
Anything would help us right now,
Just
you know.
saying,
We're obviously
yeah.
starting out small.
Our first game,
Yeah.
our first video had like 14, which is a W.
Yes,
Hopefully we can get back into
huge.
double digits with one of our next videos.
Yeah, we've been getting like an average of like 3, and then we've all been
Yeah.
us.
The next game, Sunday Night Football,
Yoink.
is the Kansas City Chiefs at the Atlanta Falcons. KC.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I mean, the Falcons, amazing victory over the Philadelphia Eagles, and I mean, Kirko, he's playing really nice. That Falcons team will continue to improve. The Chiefs didn't really play well, but managed to get the win still. And I mean, I see them. I think I see the Chiefs winning this one. I mean, the Falcons have got a lot of talent. They've got the talent to kind of go with them, toe to toe. I think that this will be a close one, but ultimately I see the Chiefs winning this one. Patrick Mahomes is him, although not last week, but he's him. His team, he lifts his team. Travis Kelce has got to get the ball more than like 0 times. He got 0 receptions, I'm pretty sure, last week, and they ended up just winning. So
There's no way Mahomes is back to back.
Yeah.
He's Patrick Mahomes.
yeah,
I've got KC winning as well. Starting 3-0. I mean, Kansas City have just proven year after year they're the best team in the NFL. And Atlanta were impressive. Oops, I didn't mean to say that. Atlanta were impressive.
what?
KC are just too good though. I don't think it's going to be too close. KC going to pull away early.
Fair
and
enough.
Falcons can't pull back.
But I will say, you know, clearly the Falcons are they're looking better, at least after that game, which just happened. So, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say that they're going to be that bad. Hell, the whole NFC South, the NFC South might honestly be the best division in football. I can't even lie. Like, it's
They're going to have 3 elite
Aside
teams
from the
and
Panthers.
0-17 teams.
that would be actually insane. They might have 3 playoff teams. Yeah, 0-17 team. That would be the weirdest thing ever. But it honestly could happen. The way that they're playing right now.
For sure. The next game is Jacksonville against my beloved Buffalo Bills.
But yeah, the Bills in Buffalo, they've been good. They've just been a good team. They're showing why they're still a good team. Had a lot of questions. I had a lot of questions for them. But yeah, I see them. They seem to be honestly like the lock for just a good team. Like they don't get upsetted. They probably won't get upsetted this year much. As it seems like literally every other elite team is.
Yeah, I obviously agree. I had the Bills winning 14 games. And it's starting to look like maybe it's a possibility. I mean, Josh Allen, looks to be clearing away the second best quarterback in the NFL. Bills have been impressive. Jacksonville are going to be doing everything not to sign on to, but it's going to be tough against this Bills team. Overall, I don't think they're going to be able to pull this out. Is the Washington Commanders in Cincinnati against the Cincinnati Bengals?
I think that this could be an eye-opening game for Jaden Daniels. I still think Jaden Daniels will have a good game. I don't see too much bad, but ultimately Cincinnati, they've started off not great, but they were a lot better last week, and I think that they'll push that into winning in this one. This is kind of a must-win. This is kind of like a layup. You gotta take these. Washington, they've played better than what I think their talent suggests, and I think that'll catch up to them.
Yeah, as you said, this is kind of a layup, which I guess makes Cincinnati Ben Simmons, because I think that they're going to blow this game and start 0-3, just like I said the Ravens will. I think Jaden Daniels will have another great game. And Jamar Chase, T. Higgins is injured. Whether he's actually injured or not, we don't know. A lot of conspiracies about him faking his injury. And Jamar Chase just hasn't been good so far this year, first 2 games. I don't see it turning around yet. I see Washington pulling out an upset. It's Jaden Daniels' time, and it's time for the Bengals to fall off this season. They're gonna lose this one to Washington. Just watch.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe, because we would really appreciate it right now, as we are very small. Please stop. And yeah, like, you got anything to say?
Thanks for watching.
Goodbye now.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's a fake. We're not the fake cast. What are we?
We're having some technical issues.
Yo.
Yo.
Alright, that better?
Yes, sir.
Great finish by the Vikings.
For sure. Vikings. Oh, okay.
Not the Vikings.
The
He's not
Falcons.
playing for the Vikings anymore.
I mean, if you want, I can just say I have a
Nice.
ready.
Oh, I got him up now.
Dead.
Mm.
I gotta restart. I'll be back, gang. You know how I'll be. Jackass never done.
I don't think that's right. It's the
Into New
Eagles.
Orleans.
Oh yeah, but where's New Orleans? Isn't that Louisiana?
That is
It's something with
Louisiana.
the Nella. Yeah.
Yeah, it is Louisiana.
Okay. Yeah, go on there. Okay, next
Hello.
game has an interesting storyline. It is
Malik Willis Bowl. Technical difficulties. No! Oh my god! Look at the wrist! Don't
Why
really have
did-
too
what
much
did we
to say
do?
about it. I don't know. I think I bumped one of them, and he got mad. I don't know. I don't know what. I'm not completely sure. Oh my god, my game went again, I think.
I got the Panthers winning.
My
So
Panthers.
no, I don't have the Panthers. I don't.
Panthers. Yeah. I'm done. That was my comment was literally just oh no, not Panthers.
Yeah, that's what I've said. I said the wrong thing, and then you agreed with
Wait,
it.
my fault.
Ah,
No!
What did I say?
You got the save! Easy. No! Are you kidding me? I can't do this anymore.
what is this ping? Ah,
Okay, this is tough. Ow.
this is strange. Oh, oh, yes, oh, perfect.
Wait. Stop. Try and get on.